3D embossing folders that come with coordinating dies can be so much fun to create with. Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I'm going to make a card where I emboss, I cut some things out, I'm going to use a colored pencil, and hopefully cuteness will ensue. To see if that's the case, stick around. That video is coming up next. First, a look at the starting products that I am going to be working with today, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this embossing folder, and it has dies that cut out some of the flowers. This is called Poppy Bundle, and I want to see if I can make some beautiful poppies, emboss them, cut them out, and make magic. I don't know. I sometimes shy away from attempting to do the emboss and cut, but first I want to get started with some ink blending, so we will do that first. So the dies come, let's see here, can I lift these up? They're stuck on the back. Let's unstick them. Here we go. I don't want to bend anything, but they come right off. There's just a little bit of tape that holds them in place. And let's see, they go for, I think they cut out basically the key pieces. I'll figure out which ones are which, but what I need to do first is kind of just take a look at where things fall. And I'm going to bring in a grip mat. This will hold my paper in place while I blend. And pop you here like that. And then I have to kind of think, because what I want to do is I want to have a mix of this color and a little bit of punch. But honestly, I'm not really sure where it's all going to fall. So maybe what I do is just start blending first and see what happens. I'm just going to prime my brush a little bit, see what was on there last time. This is a really bright color. And honestly, if I just kind of look here and say, all right, you kind of have a general idea of where every flower is, we're just going to do little circles. Because once this dries back, right, the first goal is to just get little flowers cut out. And that's all I'm going to do. Work my way around. Gonna just, yeah, there's probably one there. Probably down here. Now, I don't know about you. We have poppies in our yard. The poppies we have are really, really orange, but I thought that an orangey red, I mean, pucker does have a bit of orange to it. I thought this would be pretty. And then we're just going to kind of guesstimate where the darker color is. Although, let me think. I could add that after the fact, too. You know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will do this, cut them, and then add the punch so that I really know where I'm at. So let me get ready for embossing. I'm going to use my Intercut for this, and I have my settings here on 3D Emboss, and then I put it at about almost -5. Now, I learned these great settings from my friend Jennifer McGuire, and I will definitely put a link to the video that she did about this die cut machine. However, I know these aren't really in stock. You just kind of have to play around with your die cut machine. So we'll pop this on, and I've got my platform. I'm going to pop this in here. And of course, you want to make sure that your nubby side is on the bottom, right? That's going to press up into the color, I guess I'll go this way, on your folder. So we're going to go like that. I'm not going to mist this or anything. I'm just going to go like this, and I'm going to run this through, and it feels like a good amount of pressure. Actually feels really good. Okay, come back. I think I'll go again. All right, let's take a look and see how that embossed, because if that does what I want it to do, which it did, now I can go ahead and I'm going to leave this in actually. Okay, let's move this out for a second. All right, I'm going to bring a little tape here. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to tape it right here because I don't want these to move if possible. And then all I'm going to do is get a small blending brush and bring some of this darker color on here. It's a very juicy pad because this is very, very new. I'm just going to kind of distribute it here in my bristles. And I'm just going to kind of come up like that. Well, actually, that's looking really good. Okay, up. All right. Just because I want to have a little, oh, got a little heavy on there. I just want to have a little differentiation on these. Okay. So we're just going to come up there like that. Maybe even some will be more red than others. A little in the middle, blend out, and a little up here. I'm not sure which ones are cutting, so I'm just going to do all of them and see how they turn out. Looks a little mucky right now, but I think it's going to be cute. Because some can be a little more red than others, and we'll see. I'm going to actually run this through now that nothing's moved one more time so these stay in place. Just going to show you real quick. I'm running it through again, and I put it fully down to -5 just to get a little more pressure on here. And that is going to suffice. Now see how much more that sort of popped out and how pretty that is? Now I'm going to have to get my dies lined up and cut out the flowers that I'm going to use. So these are pretty easy to line up. You just kind of drop them down over what you embossed. Did I have that right? I think I did. Yeah. Okay. Just kind of go over what you embossed. Now, is this going to flatten them out in a weird way? I don't know. Like I said, I haven't done a ton of these, but I'm going to use a little, well, now the tape doesn't want to stay in place because of the ink. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to roll the dice. You have to cut into your cutting mat on this particular machine. So I'm going to place this on top. I've changed the settings on my intercut to go back to die cutting. And I also have it set to -3, which is what I use with Neenah Solar White Classic Crest. So let's see how this cuts and looks. Lift you up, and I think I will have some beautiful cuts here of these flowers. Oh, they look great. There's 1, 2. I mean, I guess I could have done the ink blending after the fact, but that's kind of cute. So you can see they still have beautiful texture in them. And now I have these flowers that I'm going to put onto another panel that's going to be in white. So let me cut another panel of cardstock, emboss this, and then we will proceed with arranging a card. Just wanted to point out that I did clean out the inside of my folder just to make sure there was no ink, because I'm actually going to place a trimmed panel down for my final card project. So I wanted this to be all clean of the red ink, and now it's ready for embossing. I want to make sure that the flowers that I'm using are going to get a little bleed and a little bleed like that. Now we run it through. Okay, come on, you can do it. There we go. So we're going to get this cool tone-on-tone texture. Okay, come back. And go through one more time. Whoops. Okay, but look at that texture. Okay, so that's the panel. Now we'll move on. I am currently in the process of cutting out several layers. Well, not several, but I'm doing layers of this die, which is the CZ Design Scripty Hugs. Went ahead and cut one out of glitter cardstock, and now I've got 3 layers out of some Neenah Classic Crest. This is actually the 80 pound, and let me get this out of the way. So I will go ahead and glue these together so that I have a greeting that has some dimension. I'll do that with some liquid glue and be right back. So I tried a couple Copic markers and they just feather out too much on the stem. So what I'm going to do is it says lime peel. Okay. And I'm going to put a little mark on each one just so I don't forget which stem I'm doing, because I phoned a friend and the friend said, yeah, you need to color the stems. And that friend was Jennifer McGuire. Yeah, I'm name dropping. I have all these and I barely use colored pencils, but this right here is just going to give me more control. So I'm going to go real slow. And rather than make you watch this in real time, I'm going to turn on some music and add my stems. All right, that is all I'm going to do for my stems, and now I will move on. I am going to add a little gold spatter onto this project. I think this will look very nice. So I've got my Brutus Monroe Aqua Pigment. I'm just going to put a little right here on my mat, pick this up with my brush, and I just have this little round brush like this. I'll do some here and just a few going up like that. Very, very simple. Does that look gold? Why does my light look weird? It almost does not look very gold in this light, but I think that is going to be enough. You know what? I actually had some black on my brush, and I don't know if you can tell, but it made it darker. Well, there you go. It'll be fine. Moving on. I'm going to put this on a fog gray note card. And I think it'll be nice. I haven't done a gray note card in a while, so we'll score this at 5.5. This piece is 11 inches by 4 1/4. And it will fold down for a nice US A2 sized card, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5. Press that down. And I will tape that closed before I pop this panel up. All right, I've got some Simon Says Stamp Big Mama foam tape here on the back. I will release the backers. And now I will pop this right onto the note card. Forgive my head. Just have to see what I'm doing here. And oh, I can't quite see. I think the embossing sometimes makes the panels shrink a bit, so I'm going to trim a little off the bottom. I'll show you how that looks. I'm just going to try to have all the sides equal. So come in here and just take a little off. There we go. That's better. And now all I have to do is place my little flowers. So I'm just going to do that with liquid glue. I'm not going to pop them up because we've already got a little dimension here. So we'll just go on the ones that have the little marks. Get up there a little. This should be enough to hold them in place. A little bit there too, because they'll be off the edge just a tiny bit. And now I will take this friend here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start from this side because then I won't get glue on my hand as I'm placing things down. So we have you right there. Just line it up right on the embossing. Like that. Oh, that was not good. Let's wipe that. Oops. Well, it'll add some character. Drop you right there on top of that one. Right there. I like how this is just ever so slightly out of the boundary. But again, liquid glue, line you up. And let's put this last one on here. I don't think I'm going to risk it with the tweezers. And drop that down. And then I'll just put my brick on here and press. And now I have my little detailed flowers along with the nice bit of dimensions. So now all I have to do is figure out where I would like to have my hugs, which I think, you know, even there, or yeah, I think it should be off to the side. Let me add some glue here and we'll place our hugs on this card. Okay. Alrighty. Let's say we're going to go right here. So wherever it makes contact, that will be just fine. I'm going to let go and just say, that looks pretty straight right there. All right, and press. And that is the finished card project. So I'm not going to add anything else to it. It has this nice tone-on-tone texture, plus it has, and here I'll zoom in here so it's a little easier to see the texture on the flowers. So they have that nice texture that's embossed as well. And of course we have the bit of spatter, and we have a nice shiny greeting that says hugs. And I like how this turned out with these in just the color for the ones that were die cut. And that wraps up the card for today. You can find links to all of the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you, so hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Here are a few more card projects featuring embossing folders that you might be interested in checking out. I'll see you in those videos.